Hello, testing, testing. Is this thing on? Yeah, it is on. Trying this again on the little live feed. Let me see where everybody's at. I'm about to take out my dog for a little walkie. Where you at, Cassie? Say hello to the audience right there. Well, she's ready to run, so don't expect to get too much talking out of her right now. So it's going to be dark, ladies and gentlemen, but that is the price we pay for the nighttime live. So let's see. What am I talking about here? Talking about first, I wanted to mention, I think the last video that was posted was about Sylvester. Well, it was from Sylvester Stallone. And so I thought we could talk actors for a few minutes. Not very much, but I highly recommend, if you care at all about having success in anything, that you check out that video. It's only about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes long, but lots of words of wisdom in there that align perfectly with what I learned my 15 years in the Marine Corps and tough life lessons before that. Kind of some of the reasons why I ended up in the Marine Corps, but I don't regret it, not at all. But it's funny how life is that way. It's funny how life is, how you find yourself in the lowest of circumstances, and in hindsight, it turns out to be one of the best things that ever happened to you. And that's only possible if you keep on going and you take the hits, and it hurts sometimes, but you just keep pushing through, even if it takes days, weeks, months, years to get past it. And yeah, I'm going to keep letting all of you know that I'm taking my dog out for a walk, and with my new mic on the bike, because it rhymes. And so it's a little bit of a different vlog. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if it's okay. If you can't, if I'm breathing too much, sorry. I'm biking up a hill. But where was I? Yeah, the Sylvester Stallone video that was just posted. You can check that out after this. But so many things he says rhyme, remind me of things that I went through in my life, with one of the main points being to have thick skin. And one thing I take away from that to give to all of you tonight is, it's not just being thick-skinned and, like, I don't know, not caring what anyone thinks, hard-headed maybe comes to mind in some ways, but things are going to hurt sometimes. And like I was saying, it's not avoiding those things in life, but every time it happens, whether it's personal relationships or work, that you can bounce back from it. And basically the way I look at it is, find a way to make you stronger from it. Meaning you have to learn something from that lesson. If you learn something from it and get something out of it, then it's a win. Because next time you have that same situation, there's lots of dogs barking everywhere. Next time you have that same situation, you will either, if you learn the lesson, you will either react different or successfully avoid it, or lots of other things. But you'll have a more positive response. And so for a long time, it was hard for me to do certain things I wanted to do as a musician, as a teacher, entrepreneur, creator, whatever, different things, because I was too focused on what other people thought about me, what negative outcome might come from it. Oh, hey there. Sometimes you'll be able to see me. And just so many things, it's just fear, fear, fear. Kind of like right now in our world, there's so much fear about what's coming next. And it usually just stopped us from doing simple things that if we look back to yesterday or a week ago, we realize that really shouldn't have stopped me from what I want to do. Let me catch up on some comments. Are you telling the streamer? I didn't swear. I swear I didn't swear. I don't usually use any of those words. And I used to hang around a whole lot of Marines who did, but it was just, it never felt natural to me. Even when I tried to go that route, it was like I had to force myself. This guy pretends to be asleep in the car. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, yeah, Mark, I get it. Or I agree. But that's just not me. I mean, I can listen to it and just kind of ignore it because, like I said, I was in the Marine Corps a long time, and there's all kinds of people. And that's actually one of the things I was going to say about dealing with different kinds of people is that one of the reasons that I've learned to have such thick skin and deal with all kinds of crazy situations and learn to not let it bother me is because I've seen like every kind of personality 10 times. And to the point where, as an INFJ, for those of you who know what that is, it's a personality type. I'm really good at, like, in the first 5-10 seconds, kind of knowing what kind of personality somebody has. And it can be hard not to judge people when you do that, but at the same time, I know that it takes time to really get to know somebody. And so you shouldn't judge them. However, yes, Mark, I'm a musician. Oh, and thank you for saying that, because I'm going to pause this stream for a slight promotional message. A lot of you don't know that I've been a musician my whole life. I was in the Marine Corps band for 15 years as a pianist, music director, drummer. I did all kinds of things. Traveled all over the world. Part of the reason why I'm talking to you right now. And so I have probably 15 hours plus of instrumental music, mostly piano, for relaxing, all different kinds of things. When I finish this live, the normal live will resume, where it's 24/7 relaxing music. But then also, I'm a contemporary Christian musician, and I like doing all different kinds of like vocal music too. So all I guys got to do is cruise over to my playlist and start seeing what's over there. And if you are like-minded to the things that I'm talking about, I can almost guarantee that you're going to like something over there with the music. Um, because like I said, I like doing different kinds of music. Well, except for rap, I guess, but I don't not like rap. It's just not my thing. So contemporary stuff. So if you have ever listened to K-Love or Air One or I don't know, popular Christian music, I've done a lot of that stuff too. But I also have 2 original albums, and you can find all that stuff on my channel. So um, I had to make a point to actually say that tonight because I'm really bad about promoting my music, which is kind of funny because that's the main reason I started YouTube in the first place. But okay, that completes the word from your sponsor. So I think that answered your question, Mark. Oh yeah, I used to listen to a lot of chill music, and that's one of the things that kind of got me into making some of it my or making my own. But yeah, if you check out a good handful of tracks, you'll get an idea. Um, worship player. Yeah, so while I was in the Marine Corps, I moved around a lot, everywhere between the East Coast, West Coast, Hawaii to Japan, trips in Australia, Samoa, Guam, um, Asia, all over the place. So I used to take rock bands to different countries, jazz bands, do different things like that. But to answer your question, I usually always served at a church as part of the worship team or leading the worship team at the local church where I was stationed as a Marine at the time. So I've had a lot of experience with worship teams, and of course, as a Marine musician, I tried to help them too and train them, and have done a little bit of that kind of music training stuff on YouTube, but usually I just enjoyed making music. So I need a mod. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm kind of getting to the point with the number of all you interesting, awesome people watching. I can't keep up with the comments and everything, so I'm sorry about that. My suggestion, what I do with my own notifications is if I notice it's negative, if I'm not in the mood to deal with it, I just don't. I just cruise on by to the next one. So I know it's not easy to do, and I'm still learning that lesson, but that's what I recommend. The weird comments really don't bother me because I just skip it. I'm not a Christian player, but some of those cats have some killer gear. Yeah, there's some great musicians. Every style of music, really. But one of the last worship bands that I played with when we were kind of at our peak, I'm actually in the middle of posting some of those videos, but we had a lot of great gear, and I mean, it wasn't mine. It was, well, keyboards were, but a lot of it was the churches. But it was really fun to be doing that and playing with a good group. It's rare to have a church worship team that's like really tight and really solid because we're usually volunteers and working on our own time. It's like a volunteer operation, and there's there's very little time that everybody can put in. So it really comes down to just each person doing their homework and showing up prepared, usually at that one rehearsal per week, and being able to just put it together and bam, be awesome. So, like I said, it's pretty rare, but I've been a part of a few groups that have done it pretty well. I'm not a Christian player, but some of those. Oh, I already read that. So, all right, thanks, Mark. I've been a part of small churches, medium, larger, and I have, I have an opinion on the gear and how fancy it gets and how much, money the church throws at that kind of stuff. And I guess I'm not sure if this is the conversation to get into it, but there should be a balance. That's the main thing. There should be a balance, and it shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, we got to have this new, I don't know, $5,000 keyboard or something. If we don't need it, if we already got the $2,000 version that's rocking, that kind of stuff. So, and then I've seen other churches, that's what we're talking about, churches, where they really needed some newer gear and it was pretty shabby, but they're too cheap, or it's just priorities, different priorities. And so it all depends on the pastor, on the staff, and the musicians, maybe. But P. Diddy, what's up? That is an interesting name to have in October 24. I'm doing good. I guess haven't shown you guys too much. There is Cassie. Look. Now she's not going to look. I'm taking my dog for a walk. We're not going that way, dog. There we go, into the light. So she's a German Shepherd, if you couldn't tell that, right? Best quote for an edit. Wow. I wasn't ready for on the spot. Well, that's how you make me silent. You're making me think. Skyline. Making me think. See, you have to appreciate I'm riding a bike with my dog with this headset mic on and trying to read the comments at the same time. It's all good. This dog is really good with the bike and everything. Really, I'm more the problem because I let her stop way too often. But she hasn't had that much, I guess, outdoor time today, so I'm being nice. So, thanks. Donna says multitasking. Yep. Not really a good thing. Sometimes. Right now, it's a good thing for my dog because she's getting a nice long walk. So, that part's good. So, anyway, I don't know, what was the title of this? So, I started talking about Sylvester Stallone, and some of you didn't hear that part. That was the last video that was posted on the channel. And so, if you're interested at all, focused on being successful with really anything, you should check out that 4 or 5 minute video. He is one of the few actors that I still totally support. He seems like a good guy and a real person. There's a whole lot of fakes, as we know, and as we keep on learning. But I like him, Gary Sinise, it's another one. It's awesome. Mel Gibson. They all seem like real people to me. Tom Hanks. Just kidding. I used to think Tom Hanks was, I don't know, at least a great actor. Now I don't want to watch any of his stuff. Some of you know why, and some don't. But Donna, peace and quiet. It is pretty peaceful and quiet here, if that's what you meant, except for the cars driving by. Now there's a bit of a hill here, so I'm pushing uphill with the dog. And I feel kind of funny because cars are seeing me drive by with my little air traffic controller headset. But this is way easier than holding a mic. Yeah, there's a whole lot of actors, movies that I don't even know how many years it's been already that I quit watching. And I'm sure there's a whole lot of others who have been the same way. So they're probably not making quite as much dough as before. Maybe not nearly as much. Because it's like you lose the momentum and offers start going away. You're not getting the clicks and views, all that kind of stuff. Stuff kind of dries up, but you're still living in your whatever, 5, 10 or more $1 million mansion. Got the cars to pay for, insurance. Everything's exponential. And they start realizing they can't pay for it the same. So some people call that karma. Let's see. The phone's getting a little weak. I might have to wrap this up in 5 minutes or so. Hope I'm not breathing too heavy. Ugh, it's the dog hills and cardio. So, yeah, hot tip for any creators out there. I used to despise doing lives. Like I would only do it if I had something specific to say and probably scripted. But my secret for you, if you want to get more comfortable doing it, is you pick one of those random apps. Just find something at the App Store or something that you've never heard anyone use before and just live stream on there. Because over the many years learning how to be a better creator, promoting my music and different things, I've tried so many different apps and tried to figure out what would work. And so that was one of the many steps that got me to today. And it's a whole lot easier talking to complete strangers than anyone you know. So I don't know where that came from other than, oh, okay. Here's something I can finish with that is useful for those of you still here. Oh, and we got Maddie, day 2 of telling people that they are enough and Jesus loves you. Thank you. That's a good reminder. And thank you, Donna. So what I'm going to finish up with, I think, is here we are in October 2024. I post all kinds of stuff on the channel, and I have my reasons for doing that. But where we're at right now with everything, yes, I'm trying to keep researching, giving you guys the best stuff I can. pertaining to, for one, Bob Joyce, Gene Ho, George Magazine, and kind of the pulse of everything that's happening with that. And that's fun, interesting. I love it. But I don't want to be tunnel visioned on that. And I don't want to encourage anybody to be either. Because it's just from the view where I sit, it's just one angle of everything that's going on. Yes, it's therapy for all of us, including me. And so, as I was thinking about everything the last few days, it's impossible for me to post everything I want to. As far as like, I'd love to do more comedy, more motivational speeches, like all different kinds of things, because there's so much great stuff, but there's only so many hours in the day. And so the point I'm getting at is, oh, battery's going down. So 5-minute warning. The point I'm getting at, what you all came here to hear, is pause for effect. Hold on. Pause for comments. It's my bro, Matt Sativa. Pretty close. Bobby, Miss Constitutional Rights. Hello, sisters. Just turn on some Jesus music. Yeah. So to finish, I can kind of go back to the beginning, and I had to remind myself, why am I doing the things I'm doing? Because what led me on the journey that I'm on, and what has always kept me on the right path towards listening to God and what is being spoken to me, what I'm supposed to do, is why am I doing everything? Just why? Okay, I want to post stuff about Pastor Bob Joyce. Why? Why am I trying to post connections or theories or news? Because if you just look at individual videos, sometimes there might not be anything to it. So it's all about the bigger picture and like short-term, long-term goals. And I would rather spend more time this month talking to you about hard lessons I've learned and what I could sort of share with others, instead of getting too tunnel visioned on current events and crazy people. It's a big part of everything that we're going through, so it's kind of unavoidable. But I have learned a lot from my life, mistakes, and crazy things. And so that's kind of why I started doing live in the first place. When I was telling you about that, or the lesser known apps that I first started live streaming on, that's how I talked, is because I could just talk about my experiences and things that I learned and how do I deal with people and the INFJ stuff, because that's always been interesting. Hello. Yes, there's a person here. And so sorry, back to the darkness. And it's really a crazy world. And I can only imagine for those who kind of have no clue what's happening, it would be 10 times scarier. And so I get that. I appreciate that. Even if at the same time, I wish they would just think about it and look into what this stuff is that's happening, because a lot of it isn't that hard to figure out if you just don't just take what people tell us at face value, but actually, do a little looking on your own. Um, so, from a spiritual standpoint, Christian standpoint, it really comes down to discernment and listening to what the Lord tells us, the Holy Spirit. Um, Conscience means with science. So it's actually scientific to listen to your conscience. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense, because like if you're feeling guilty or even happy, different emotions, sometimes it's just emotion, but you can tell the difference. If you feel a certain way about something and it's like, oh yeah, what is this trying to tell me? And so that's kind of like what I was talking about with every bad experience you ever have. Don't waste it. Oh, is Skyline still here? That's my quote. Every bad experience that you have, don't waste it, because that is one of my quotes. I don't write quotes, but there's certain things that I say over and over when I am giving a friend advice or trying to uh, find a light in the darkness of whatever they're going through. Um, Discernment is that small, quiet voice. Yes. So some people try to make discernment, like some magical, crazy phenomenon, and not everybody has it. I don't believe that. I really believe that pretty much within reason, um, you can hone that skill and intuition and discernment. For me, intuition is kind of like the same thing, but discernment, it's kind of more being tapped into what the Lord is telling you, maybe. And intuition to me is more like the word I use for the worldly version of it, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever looked up those two words, but when I use them, that's how I think of it. Um, so the phone is dwindling before my very eyes. I need to get a newer phone one of these days, but I'm cheap on phones sometimes, kind of. I will keep this thing going as long as I can. If you read the Bible, it tells you that everyone has that gift. Just lift it to God and it will happen. hmm So, yeah, I guess I should wrap it up, because otherwise my phone might die and I won't get a chance to say goodbye. But thank you all for joining me. Like I said before, I tend to be a little bit random as far as constantly changing, and I don't know if I'll be doing lives like this 1 week from now, 4 weeks from now. I probably will be, just because everything that's going on is absolutely nuts, and I can't imagine not having so much to talk about. But thanks, Donna. So I probably will be doing this for a while, but I tend to go back and forth on those kinds of things. Um, but as far as posting videos and music, um, thanks, Miss Constitutional Rights. God bless you. And Donna, thank you. Where was I going? Yeah, so I have all kinds of music that was written and recorded and meant to bless you all and help you relax, to sleep to. Uh, Probably 15 to 20 hours of it, maybe more, depending on how you go through the playlist. And a contemporary Christian playlist, which is like the radio kind of style Christian music. Um, and most of it's original. There's some thrown in that playlist that is like popular artists, but a whole bunch of it is mine. And that's why I started doing this whole YouTube thing and other places that remain unnamed right now. But so it's an interesting world. I play the game just like other people that you follow. And I'm hoping, praying that we're at the end of this phase of human history. I really do. And isn't it funny to think about? Yes, like in a day, week, month, all of this kind of that kind of stuff could be gone and we could be on to a new chapter. So that's what I hope for, because it kind of feels sometimes like we're, I don't know, in China or something, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. And I've known Chinese people that I love, and they were some of the most hospitable, great friends, students that I had. So, the more we learn about this experience that we're going through in the world, the more everybody should be realizing that we're all the same and we're all made in the image of our creator. And the whole skin color thing is, it's made up. It's been a lie from the beginning. And so one of my pet peeves is to not use the color label, because it's just made up. It's just totally made up. You see this? Not white. Not even close. We got Donna's saying, oh, thanks, Donna. I really appreciate that. Sing Thick of It by KSI. I'm not familiar. If it's like a popular band, a newer band, I'm probably clueless. Or maybe I've heard it. I don't know. Sometimes I listen to pop stuff. Not that much. But I'm usually just so busy that I'm usually either writing music, recording it, or working on something. It's the most popular artist of this generation. What? KSI? What is KSI? Is that stands for something, I assume? KSI. Am I going to be kicking myself when you tell me? Okay. So, yeah, I got to wrap it up because I'm like a few percent away from the phone black screen or something. KSI and Trippy. Okay, that didn't help me at all. There's a lot of good bands and singers. There's so many. It's crazy. Okay, KSI is an artist. Well, I will look it up. I will see what I think very soon. And it'll be hard to let you know because I won't be here anymore, but I'll check it out and maybe talk to you about it later. Thick of It is going to bring the world together. Nice. I've heard some really great songs kind of on that topic, that I just loved immediately. And some of them I can't name on purpose. I can't name it. So, yeah, I better go. Good night, Donna. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I hope you could hear me okay. I think maybe I found the sweet spot on this mic. I hope. So, I'll probably post a few more videos yet tonight of something in some topic unknown. But thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Take care. God bless. I'll see you again soon.